So we're playing a little game before the news, converting our salaries to
Dollars.
dollars.
Please. Man,
I see a lot of people doing that over the weekend.
That is depressing. That is depressing. You know, look, yesterday I was doing a bit of analysis. I sat with some friends and we're converting, doing dollar to, CD to dollar analysis of our salaries. And we realized that, Charlie, what is the state of your budget?
What is the state of your budget?
Is your budget budgeting? Is your take-home pay able to take you home? What is your rate of inflation? I want to hear from all of you this morning.
Charlie.
Because even as we engage with the IMF, Charlie, the times are continuously getting bad.
Mm-hmm.
Today, fuel prices have gone up. Yesterday, I was in a hurry to go and fill my tank. And it was a statement a friend of mine made. He said, are you going to drive on that fuel for the rest of the year? I said, my brother, no.
Yeah, and it appears right now that the IMF is the messiah. And I heard you asking in your intro, what are the short-term measures? Because, it is as if the government is clueless right now, doesn't know what to do until an IMF program comes into place.
Look, Daryl, is your budget budgeting? I know the Ghana Insurance Association, they are warning that if they touch their funds, they can't pay claims. So there's also that possibility. Look, let's get to the Joy Business Report. At least that will give us some good news. Okay, let's get to the Joy Business Report, brought to us by Daryl, Kwawu, and the team.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, International Monetary Fund insists economic program for Ghana hinges on a reform plan, which government just shared with the fund. We have details. Meanwhile, government hints of significant progress made on economic program submitted to the IMF for support. Also coming up this morning, former Finance Minister Setekwe advises government to be transparent as much as possible with data to the International Monetary Fund to avoid delays. Plus, prices of petrol, diesel shoot up by 16 and 12% a litre at some pumps. We've got the rundown for you. Stay with us. My name is Daryl. Kwawu. Great to be with you this Monday morning. First up, the International Monetary Fund has stated that an economic program for Ghana hinges on a reform plan which the government has just shared with the Bretton Woods institution. The fund is now assessing the reform plan and having further discussions with hopes of fast-tracking it. Speaking at a press conference at the just-ended IMF World Bank Spring meetings, Africa Department Director Abebe Selassie said discussions are proceeding well, but that will depend on how quickly the reform plan can be fleshed out.
An important element of our engagement with Ghana is going to be, but with any country, honestly, is going to be that making sure that when we provide resources, when we provide financing, the financing goes to help the country, goes to help its people. And if debt is unsustainable, the extent to which that can happen is, of course, very circumscribed. So part of the work that's ongoing right now is to assess what exactly the debt sustainability situation is, and how the government would like to address that once the work has been completed. So we're waiting for that assessment. I can tell you that we're doing our utmost, and we will do our utmost to make sure that we can provide support to Ghana as speedily as possible.
Meanwhile, the fund says 19 of Sub-Saharan Africa region's 35 low-income countries are in debt distress or at risk of distress. Now, out of the other 10 countries of the region, 3 have faced spreads of more than 1,000 basis points at some point over the past 6 months. The 3 are Angola, Nigeria, and Gabon. In a related development, the Finance Ministry has indicated it has made some significant progress on its documents submitted to the IMF for an economic program. Charles Eduboyin is Minister of State at the Finance Ministry.
Met with the leadership of Parliament from both sides. We've met with the leaders of all the committees in Parliament. We've had stakeholder consultations with the CSOs, with the unions, with the faith-based organizations, and we continue to engage. The team came in, the IMF team came in. We arranged meetings with them, the trade unions, with the CSOs. And in fact, when we first suggested the meet to them, they were like, oh, but why do we need to meet with these people? But after the meetings, we were like, whoa, some of the preconceived notions these people have, we were quite surprised. And
That was Charles Dubois, his Minister of State at the Finance Ministry. While former Finance Minister Setekwe is advising government to be transparent as much as possible with data on revenue, expenditure, and arrears in order not to delay the urgent economic program from the International Monetary Fund. Ghana's economy is reeling under severe pressures from rapid currency volatility, higher inflation, and interest rates. Speaking at a media dialogue on Ghana's negotiations with the IMF, Mr. Tekwe said if government fails to exhibit transparency with the data, the country will not get the program as expected, and that will hurt the economy more.
Everything showed clearly that we are protecting certain expenditures, as seems to be what is coming from, some government officials. Then a fund program is a non-starter, because it means that you are saying you want to borrow, or you are saying the fund should give you money to expand, to continue with your pattern, of behavior. The point I'm making is that we should know things for ourselves, and we should know that the fund, if you read Article 4, they know these things also, and they've been following our debates and everything. They are an office here.
Mr. Tekwe also dismissed the perception that ratings agencies have been harsh to developing countries, saying that developed countries have not been left out of the equation, citing the United Kingdom as an example. Moving on now, the largest business trading community in the country, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, has expressed worry about the current state of the economy. The union will therefore go all out on Wednesday to close down shops in Accra to register displeasure against the poor state of the economy. President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, tells Joy Business if steps are not taken to address the current situation, then businesses are going to collapse in no time.
The situation as we see ourselves now, can't one confidently say that we have been put on autopilot? Because there's no end in sight. There's no solution in sight. Most people, businesses have already collapsed. It's not that if it continues, businesses are going to collapse. Most people, businesses have collapsed. And we've lost credibility with our suppliers.
Dr. Joseph Obeng, that he's president of GUTA. Well, the current difficult financial situation may persist into the next year due to the expected expenditure cuts from government. To this end, a Deputy Minister of Finance, Dr. John Kuma, has announced government's resolve to cut down on some expenditure in the 2023 budget. He was speaking to journalists during a consultative meeting with civil society organizations on the budget and government's economic policy for the medium term. Here's more in this report.
According to Deputy Minister of Finance Dr. John Kuma, an input from all stakeholders is needed to develop a financial plan for the next year amid a global economic crisis. He believes the engagement with stakeholders is critical as Ghana awaits the outcome of negotiations with the International Monetary Fund, IMF.
IMF engagement is a very important component in terms of preparing for the 2023 budget. But that notwithstanding, we also want to hear from the public and from our various stakeholders.
Dr. Kumar admits there would be difficulties as government prepares next year's budget.
Where we are now, there will be no solution without tightening our belt because we are in tight situation. And the only way you stop going deeper when you are in a hole is to stop digging. And once you're stopping or cutting down your expenditures, obviously we are going to be faced with some difficult situation.
Inputs from the various organizations will be part of government's short to medium-term budget planning.
And that was Ebenezer Sabote's report read to you. Some more bad news for you this morning. Oil marketing companies have begun increasing prices of petroleum products at the pumps as the price of petrol and diesel have gone up astronomically. The increment has become possible because of the slight increase in the price of crude oil during the period and the sharp depreciation of the cedi. Checks by Joy Business indicates that some oil marketing companies are selling petrol per litre for 13 cedis 10 pesos, about a 16% increase. On the other hand, the price of diesel per litre has shot up to 15 cedis 99 pesos, representing a 12% surge. Similarly, the price of liquefied petroleum gas is expected to go up by 10% beginning today. So let's take a look at the commodity market this morning. Crude oil opened trading at $92 a barrel after going up marginally. Gold gained about $5. Is trading this morning at $1,649 an ounce. Cocoa is selling at $2,377 a ton after losing $8. In other news, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center says new opportunities are springing up for investors regardless of the current economic situation. According to Chief Executive Yofi Grant, his outfit is engaging more investors to show up the foreign direct investments of the country. Speaking to Joy Business at the GIPC Club 100 Awards, he called for more private-public partnership.
In Ghana, we understand these things, but we are still going on. I mean, people are going about their businesses. People are not losing their jobs. We have petrol, our power is on. So we should be grateful for little mercies. But we should not just rest on our oars. I believe that with a lot of partnerships, government and private sector, and with a lot of sponsorship of the private sector to also seek partners outside, we will overcome. I can tell you without a doubt that because of some of the things that are happening in the world, new relationships are being formed, new partnerships are being sought, new markets are being looked for, and Ghana remains extremely attractive to foreign direct investors.
Yofi Grant is Chief Executive of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. Meanwhile, payment technology firm ZPay was crowned the best company in Ghana by the GIPC. Let's turn to the stocks. There could be more pressure on the stocks on the Ghana Stock Exchange this week. Let's now hear from Evelyn Lavie of Data Bank Research on how your investment will fare this week on their Accra bears.
The stock market closed lower last week as price decline in JCB Bank caused the indices to trim some gains. The Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index plunged by 0.05% week on week, extending its year-to-date loss to 11.79%. GCB Bank decreased by 5% to close at 3 cedis 95 pesos. New Gold, on the other hand, topped the gainers list, followed by Trust Bank Gambia, appreciating by 10 cedis 16 pesos and 2 pesos to end the week at 191 cedis 60 pesos and 50 pesos respectively. This week, we expect New Gold to make more gains due to strong demand for the gold-backed ETF, and Tip Goil Ghana and GCB Bank to decline as selling pressures on these counters increases. For Joy Business Report, Evelyn Lavie of Data Bank Research.
Thanks, Evelyn. And it's not just the stock market feeling the pressure, the currency market feeling the pressure too. Depreciation pressures on the Ghana cedi continue as the cedi is going for 12 cedis 10 pesos to the dollar this morning. The pound going for 12 cedis 70 pesos, and the euro selling this morning at 11 cedis 10 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl Kwawu. Thanks for listening, and don't make the mistake of converting your salaries to dollars. I mean,
we will not make that mistake, but around this time, I'm sure we all need
just
someone
to keep safe.
Keep safe. Just look at the cedi, the cedi equivalent of your salary, and don't try converting it. But around this time, we all need somebody to lean on.
Yeah.
It's very, very important.
Is that a song of inspiration?
That's an inspirational song. Thank you very much, Daryl Kwawu, for joining us right here with the Joy Business Report on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7.